Hey, hey, hey.
It's Fat Andrew.
That makes me so sad.
That makes me so sad.
Because you used to say that a lot.
I used to say that I probably said that like every week. Like anytime I was feeling insecure and someone came up to me, I would probably do that to deflect.
Yeah, of course it was deflection.
Like why? That's so sad.
You'd
Although that
make
was
fun of yourself than have someone else make fun of you.
I haven't seen Fat Albert in a really long time though.
That's maybe for the best.
I guess what was going
on? I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows
what was going on. But I've left that behind me. I no longer do that. I don't.
You don't self-deprecate?
I'm trying to get away from self-deprecation. I definitely just will call a spade a spade.
You're right on target for self-defecation.
Oh, Joe.
Week after week.
If you were to... I can't even say this.
Should I finish your sentence for you? If I was to stick a finger in your asshole?
No, that's not exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say, because isn't, defecating, it's when you're dead?
Bro, I can't do this anymore. I'm rooting for you, and I'm rooting for you.
I know. It's just
and then you say something like that.
It's hard being the dumbest girl.
Defecate means to
dumbest
shit.
person on the block. But isn't I guess that's what people say when you pass.
Your bowels evacuate.
And that's what I was saying.
And yeah, you do defecate, but it's not just tied to tap.
I think I would actually get some airtime.
What?
I think I would get airtime upon the gas leaving my system.
So this week we have a very special guest who had to hear that intro, which is amazing.
And I'm really so sorry to him for that because I'm so excited for this episode.
I cannot wait. This is a true star. He is, a multi-hyphenate.
Yeah.
A Canadian,
an actor,
a producer,
a singer,
a dancer,
a model, a person. At the end of the day, a gay person.
And
I think that sometimes we forget when people are on the internet and they have a social presence that they're still people. And I think that sometimes we also think that when we consume their content, we think we know who they are. But I actually am so excited to strip away those layers and find out who he is.
As Charlotte Atchison once said, never mind.
Yeah. And I think you leave it to Charlotte. I think you'll leave it to Charlotte.
Let Charlotte speak for herself.
Yeah. And I think for this one, we're going to leave it to our next guest, Boman Martinez-Reid.
Good children.
A little Britney moment there.
Why did we harmonize?
That was good. Hey, guys.
Hey.
And welcome back to Good Children,
the podcast where hosts
Joe Hegyes
and Andrew Muscarella reflect on their 23 years of friendship.
Growing up in the late 2000s.
Early 2010s.
And all of the nostalgia.
Trauma.
And
stars in the making.
That go along with it. Well, Boman.
Yes.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Your living room is beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you like the books? I've read actually every single
You've
book.
read, which one's your favorite?
The one on the top right corner, actually, it's Justin Bieber.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got that one when I was in middle school.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's sweet.
I heard it's a beautiful book.
Yeah,
the writing is.
If you're emotional,
really
I wouldn't read it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
it's too emotional.
Yeah, it's serious. But no, seriously, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
All the way from Canada.
All the way from the True North, strong and free.
Just for this.
Just for this.
I have so many questions about Canada.
And I have maybe some answers.
I'm sure you do. First of all,
have you... either of you been to Canada?
I was there very recently. I was in Montreal, actually, a few weeks ago.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
Okay, I love that.
I mean, I just can't believe that they're French there.
Isn't that wild?
It's almost absurd.
They have accents and everything.
Like, what are you doing? And
I know.
And, you look like North American. You're dressed like anyone else.
Does it look
and
like
then you're like,
Paris?
bonjour.
Well, they have cobblestone streets.
It looks like Paris.
There's Old Montreal, which is it looks like Paris.
And I stayed in Old Montreal. It was really crazy.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It is so beautiful.
And it's a quick plane ride.
2 hours?
Less.
It
was like 50
yeah.
minutes up and down.
Oh, it's really
like
quick.
Boston.
Oh, see, I need to get...
You went from Boston to...
No, from New York. But
it's like Boston.
Like
Oh, yeah.
York.
I went to Canada once. I went on a cruise in 8th grade to Nova Scotia, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
To see where the Titanic sunk?
You're kidding.
It's over there.
I didn't remember that.
Yes.
You ocean gated it.
I ocean.
You go.
Yeah, I was actually
You were on your
Ocean
Ocean
Gate.
Gate flags.
I'm so sorry. But yeah, it was kind of beautiful. The idea, though, of the cruise to Nova Scotia was like, what was the point?
So why did you take that cruise? And also, what did you see?
Fog. Saw a lot of fog. It was about 60 degrees. I saw some cobblestone streets. I think that must be the common thread of Canada.
Maybe.
Is that what Toronto looks like?
No, it's not. I wish it were.
You're from Toronto, period.
I'm not from Toronto, period. I'm from Toronto, parentheses. Hypothesis? Wait, what?
No, you were.
It's a parentheses.
Yeah.
I'm from like north of Toronto.
Okay.
But I lived there until I was like 10, and then I moved to like 20 minutes outside of Toronto.
Okay.
And then I moved to Toronto, period. In like for college. So I've been there ever since.
Right.
And you're 26.
That
Yes.
did
kind
find
of
that
ruined
out
our
today.
day.
It ruined our day.
Why? How old do you think I am?
No, it was more about like our age.
Oh,
we were like,
so
fuck,
it's
like, we're
you, not
fucking
me.
losers.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was nothing about you.
It was just giving that you were like old.
You're
you
just,
don't
like,
look
professional.
older.
So I look haggard and wrinkly. Interesting.
It was just giving that you were like old.
It was giving 40.
Your achievements for your age in comparison to what we've done with our lives.
Okay, come on.
Let's not deprecate, but
We're sitting up here in the Hollywood Hills recording a podcast in your living room. Like, come on.
Yeah, you're right.
We were fishing for that.
Yeah.
No, we are 28 years old, so it's not crazy.
Okay, so it's not even that
It's not
bad.
that different.
Come
No.
on.
No.
I feel like your late 20s, like everybody looks the same.
Yeah.
It's so hard to tell
Yes.
how old somebody is.
I agree.
Especially in the gay world, I feel like once you pass like 25.
Yeah, you start to get fillers.
Yes.
People have fillers.
Everyone thinks I have filler. Can you believe?
And you don't.
No. I'm like, oh, so I read. I
had
as
to make
filled.
sure.
I'm freshly filled. No, they're natural.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's an
This is an
achievement.
accomplishment.
It's I was blessed.
That's an achievement.
Yeah. Are you filled?
I am not filled anywhere.
Okay.
Maybe in my stomach.
Yeah.
What'd you have for lunch?
I had Erewhon.
What'd you get?
So here's the thing about Erewhon is
Tell
that
us.
I'm certain that Erewhon. Have you been?
Many, many times.
And you love it, right?
Obsessed.
For
It's like actually
better or
really
for worse.
good. Like for better or for worse.
Worse for my wallet. But
Exactly.
Amazing for everyone
exactly. However, my boyfriend lives in Silver Lake, and
we
so
love the Silver Lake Erewhon.
So I actually don't.
Why?
I think it might be like
the worst Erewhon.
the worst one.
Why?
Because the hot table food at the Silver Lake Erewhon is like not that good, and they never change it. It's like
You're kidding.
horrific.
Are you like? Are you in that airline like to know when they're changing the food?
It's actually like we go there often.
Okay.
And it's always the same food. And then we made the mistake of going to the Pasadena Erewhon, the most beautiful Erewhon you'll ever see in your life. Like when they talk about like, oh, Erewhons are beautiful, they're talking about Pasadena.
Wow, wait. So we have no idea.
So we've only been to the Silver Lake Erewhon.
Okay, but
Exclusively.
that Erewhon is where the cool people go for sure.
Yes.
It is like content creator village.
It truly
It's like
is.
the Olympics of TikTok.
The other week I saw Pink Panthers there.
You're kidding.
No, I'm
That's crazy.
absolutely serious. And it was shocking.
Pink Panthers.
You have to, like,
Silver Lake Erewhon.
Isn't
by
that crazy?
Lana Del Rey. Yeah, actually. By Lana Del Rey.
It's like you have to get dressed to go there.
You do.
It's one of those.
It is.
We were there at the same time as I think 4 other
Gay
podcasters. So we were like,
it was a summit. It was a summit.
yeah.
It was
It was really sick. What were we saying before lunch? Oh, filler.
looking at
Toronto.
My
age.
questions about Canada.
Let's talk about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what necessarily constitutes an all-dressed chip?
Here's the thing. I wish I had an answer for you. And now I'm going to preface this by saying I don't actually, and this is more shocking
Okay.
than the all-dressed chip situation. I don't like anything on my chips.
You're just a potato head? Yeah.
Some might say I'm Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
I don't eat anything other than regular chips.
Okay.
And in fact, I've never tried, like in Canada, there's like ketchup chips.
Yeah.
Never tried ketchup in my life.
Ketchup?
Ketchup, period.
Ketchup, period.
Today we're doing a lot of grabber action.
I feel like you're doing like
I
an
think that's
improv
really
skit in
beautiful.
the current moment.
Yeah, I agree.
There's
But-
an amazing energy.
Amazing.
I've never had a. Both of you just snapped back.
Because I'm haunted.
I've never had ketchup. I've never had mustard. And I have no desire to. I've waited 26 years and I've not had it. I cannot have it at this point. I don't know what it tastes like.
Mayo?
Mayo.
Relish.
And imagine, now I want you to...
Every condiment.
I want you to close your eyes and visualize.
Please, I love this. You run out of the room.
I'm gone. Imagine you are a 26-year-old, handsome person similar to me.
Okay. I'm sobbing. I'm actually crying.
And now imagine, if you will, you've never in your life tried ketchup. Somebody hands you a plate, it has a hot dog on it, there's ketchup on it. What
do you do?
What do you do?
Full body reaction.
Why would you eat the hot dog? Like, would you eat the hot dog, first of all? Like, imagine
I can't even imagine.
Like,
do you eat hot dogs? Are you eating hot dogs? Plain. Bun. That's it.
I understand what makes the taste of an amazing hot dog.
Yeah.
And it's not the ketchup.
And it's not the ketchup, it's the meat.
This is so insane to me.
And so the only thing I have to go off of, is the smell of ketchup.
Which is horrid.
Yeah. And which is a nightmare in its own right.
I think that I honestly do believe, and if you would let me say this, I do believe that you need to try it. And I'm sorry, but
no pressure.
This is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, but I feel like
you're always doing this.
There's a good bit here. There's like, I want you tasting 3 different ketchups. And like, why
if
I'm going to shove Cadbury in your face?
If I'm going to taste ketchup, like, it has to, I used to say...
a 6-figure deal.
Like, it has to be like a deal. Like, it has to be like me and Heinz got together.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, and they gave me the formula.
We were talking about ketchup. George Bush did this.
He did?
George Bush made a ketchup in 2004. I'm sorry that I cut you off. And then brought up
George Bush.
I think that's really interesting.
But it feels cosmic to me because we literally were saying yesterday.
Because we were saying like ketchup, like the ketchup game is like so intense that like even when somebody's running for president, like they want to like release a ketchup line.
And what do you mean by that? The ketchup game is so insane. Bring me into your world.
Well, because there's so many different types of ketchup. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
And you know,
can you name 3?
Purple ketchup.
Yeah. Well,
that's the thing. Shrek green ketchup.
That was a thing.
That was a thing.
Well, you
Shrek did it. Bush did it.
Scary.
And now you can do it.
Bomanizer ketchup.
Yeah, exactly. I think that we're onto something. I'm being so serious because so the different ketchups, Heinz, Hunt's, not good. And
name a third.
You think Heinz isn't? So if there's a bottle of Heinz on the table, you're like, ew.
No, Heinz.
Heinz is the best. Yes. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hunt's, not good.
What the heck is Hunt's?
Exactly.
Oh, that's horrible. How would they do that?
And I feel bad if anyone is listening and they work for the Hunt's brand.
The Hunt's family is listening.
We'll talk.
We'll do it for money.
Now, again, take me into your world. You go to a restaurant.
Okay.
On the table is a bottle of house ketchup. How do you feel in that moment? Like, are you pissed or are you
excited?
You're excited?
I like
Does
when
it depend on the
a
restaurant?
person challenges themselves. Like, I like when a restaurant chooses to make their own ketchup. I think that's exciting. It's not something you get.
The path less traveled by.
I don't believe.
Yeah. You don't like?
Because the thing is with a homemade ketchup, Italian restaurants do it best. I'll say it because they know a sauce.
Interesting.
They know a sauce.
How frequently are you getting a homemade ketchup at an Italian restaurant?
Have you ever had chicken tenders at an Italian restaurant?
Never. Why would I ever do that?
Well, that's crazy. Were you ever a kid?
I was ordering a real meal.
Because the chicken fingers were always like a breaded chicken cutlet.
Okay.
I don't know.
No,
anyways.
you made a point, yeah.
Thank you. I'm never really happy with a homemade ketchup. And I'm never happy with a homemade ranch.
I'm not never really happy.
That's usually how I answer questions.
Okay.
I just don't answer them straight. Yeah, homemade things, not it for me. Ketchup, ranch, I'm upset. It's hidden value or Heinz or bust.
Don't know what it tastes
we can wrap this up here.
Are you being serious?
I'm being so serious.
So no condiments.
Okay, no condiments for you.
Is ranch or is it a dressing? Like,
It
what
could
is
be
it?
either.
It could be either.
I was dumping my fries in ranch yesterday.
We were.
I have a problem, and I don't like condiments. So yes, but I also don't. I think that I used to be really picky.
Okay.
And so I didn't really get into like salad dressings even. Mm-hmm. So I'm having a hard time. It's the vinegar.
It's the vinegar.
I think it's the vinegar. I can't get into vinegar.
Are you a kombucha fan?
I'm a kombucha fan, but it's like not vinegary. It's not like I'm drinking a bottle of vinegar.
That tastes like straight up vinegar.
You think so?
Oh my God, yeah.
I think it tastes like weird.
Yeah, for
Straight up
sure.
weird.
Yeah. But with a flavor, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Like a cran rose
So
apple.
are you eating salad?
I do eat salad, yeah.
With what?
But I love an Asian dressing.
Oh.
I love
a sesame oil.
Sesame. Or I'm really into tahini.
I love a tahini.
I'm like searching for the best tahini. It's my new show.
That's searching for the best tahini.
Searching for the best tahini.
You got to go to Greece.
I know.
That would be a good show to pitch because then you do get to go to Greece.
And then it's a vacation, paid vacation.
That's ideal.
Yeah.
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 Whoa. I just learned, I mean, everyone just learned so much.
A lot about, there's a lot of things. People often say like, oh, Boman, like they know me or whatever. They don't know me.
Shit.
They don't know anything.
Barely scraping the surface.
I don't share myself on the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
I share the characters and the bits. People don't really know much about me, and they definitely didn't. Like, they should have known that I don't like ketchup.
Yeah.
Because that could have been a running bit for a while.
Yeah.
But
this is going to be a groundbreaking episode.
You guys, like, broke
We have the
story.
exclusive.
Okay. Question number 1.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself a good child? What were things like for you?
I was a good child.
Okay.
Almost to a fault. Like, I wish I did more bad. You guys were.
That's the whole premise, yeah.
I wish I did more bad things. The other day I had dinner with like my manager and my agent, and they were telling me about how they used to like sneak out of the house and like do crazy things.
Nope.
I never did anything of the sort. I never did any. I was like I was a good kid.
Yeah. You weren't like drinking in high school, really?
No.
Yeah.
No, I went to a performing arts high school.
Okay.
So it was like High School Musical in there.
That's amazing.
We got high off of life, truly.
Stop. And
We
like
did-
and a falsetto.
And literally, and an xylophone. Like, it was crazy. We didn't have parties. We didn't even have like if you were popular, you were in the musical. We didn't have like sports teams. We had sports teams.
Were you in the musicals?
I was in the musical.
course.
So I was popular, of course.
Of course.
But like, what were those? I always wanted to know because again, we've talked about this multiple times. But my biggest regret is never doing a musical because
You've
like
never done a musical.
no, I was.
You both give like
It's
musical
sick.
theater.
It's sick.
Like,
And
you-
we've
you
made
should
it
be
into the musical theater circuit at this point. Like events that we're being invited to is literally just like musical theater events.
We've
I'm like,
never-
okay, because
Never touched it.
we're gay. We get it. Sure. But no, I always wondered what like performing arts, like musical theater parties were like.
The best part. Imagine you go to a party, everybody's kissing everybody.
I was just about to say they're
Yes.
sucking
No,
and fucking.
yes.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. We went, I had, in my high school play in 12th grade, we put on a show, a production of Julius Caesar by William Shakespeare, if you're familiar.
Yeah. I've heard of
I was
them.
the lead. I was.
You were Caesar?
I was Brutus.
Brutus.
Yeah.
Brutus is the lead because Caesar dies. Got it.
And that cast party, everybody was kissing everybody, and it was almost like we had a tally going of like, oh my god, I kissed Sabina. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
kissed Megan.
Instead of having like the drinks on your wrist, like how many drinks you had, it was how many people you kissed.
Yeah, how many like pecks you got that
Were
day?
you out then? Well, I mean, you were performing arts.
My school was quite like if you were gay, you were popular. It was
You're
wild.
living my dream.
I truly like loved my high school experience. I'm so
nice.
thankful when I look back on it because I think about like the school that my brother went to, or like no shade to my brother, but it just was like the perfect school for him. If you're like
Yeah.
on the rugby team,
Right.
he was popular there.
Yeah, I get it.
Or like the local school at my school was like, it was just like not
Not it.
somewhere I think I would excel. But I loved my experience. It truly was like I remember in my last year, they brought like speakers into the caf, and they would just like blast music,
This is
and
so
people
High School
would get
Musical.
up on the tables and like dance, and it was wild, truly wild. People would be like, you'd walk down the stairs between classes, and people would be like playing the xylophone and like singing, like rehearsing.
At all times.
Yeah, like all the time.
This is crazy.
It was crazy.
Good for you.
You seem
Thank
really
you.
well adjusted.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
explains a lot. It explains a lot.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
Whoa. Are like, would you ever get back into musicals, or is that behind you? What's your most favorite role that you
My
ever
most
played?
favorite role. in university, I joined the musical theater club.
Of course.
And so we put on musicals.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one was we did Big Fish.
Oh, okay.
Are you familiar with Big Fish?
I'm familiar with the film. I'm not familiar with the musical.
So the musical's better than the film.
I'm sure.
The musical's like really campy and silly.
Okay.
And I was the guy. What's his name?
You were the Big Fish?
John or something? I forget his name.
All I remember is Miley Cyrus is in that movie as like
She
a 1-year-old.
is?
She's like a baby in it.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, that's
It's
my
a
whole
great
knowledge.
musical. The music is like really fun and it's like country. It has like a twang to
cute.
it. Yeah. And then in high school I was Seaweed in Hairspray.
Oh,
Okay,
of
love.
course.
But I
love
could
that.
not hit the notes.
He has a
He has-
very high voice.
yeah.
Really high.
I've tried.
You've tried?
Failed.
You've tried to be Seaweed in Hairspray.
Yeah, I've tried to be every single character. But when I'm by myself,
Against
it's a one-man
all odds,
show.
yeah.
Well, but it's not too late. Like, could you join a music? Like, why can't you find a musical?
That's nice of
You
you
guys
to
are in New
say.
York, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
People have been saying that, and I just think I don't think it's necessarily too late, but I just feel like there hasn't been a role that spoke to me.
Right.
What do you mean by that? Like,
What is a role
have
that
you
would
been
speak to you?
pitched
Edna
roles?
Turnblad. Can you see it?
I see it.
Oh, Tracy. And I'm like, shaking.
I see it.
So it just has to be Hairspray.
yeah, it's not on Broadway.
Okay, so Edna, Seaweed, Tracy.
Penny.
No, wait, I could easily be that
Link.
dad. The dad.
Oh, the dad.
Oh, the
Timeless
dad,
to
the,
me.
Timeless
the
to me.
clown
I think I
guy.
have the same posture as him.
You're timeless to me.
Yeah.
I would love to do a dance with you like that.
I'm sure.
That would be so
Okay,
cute.
we'll cast a few other people. I
Okay.
think that's good for us.
I think that's great.
that
and
would
we
be
could
kinda
do it
major.
live, even though they already did that live.
But we
right,
could do
with
like our
Ariana.
version live, and then like people would come to see us.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
don't necessarily have to like care about
TikTok live.
TikTok live.
They're going to be begging after this. They're going to be.
Remember when they did Ratatouille?
Yes.
I never understood.
I didn't understand that either.
I couldn't even like get a grasp on what was happening. Like I felt like I came in 6 weeks too late to that.
I think one of the highlights of my career was when they asked me to audition for it, and I didn't get it.
And you were like, I went to performing arts school.
And I'm like, I was Seaweed in my Cawthorne Park production of Hairspray.
Have you ever heard
And
of
they
Big
said
Fish?
no
Do you know who I
musical
am?
to
Like,
me.
do you know who I am? Disgusting.
Oh my god!
I know.
Who got your role? Do you
I
know?
don't know. I didn't watch.
Of
in
course. Of
protest.
course.
Yeah.
Wonder how they're doing.
Wonder where is it now? Off Broadway?
Oh, exactly.
I don't know.
No, it never hit.
It's definitely not on Broadway.
Certainly not.
Yeah.
Because I would have been talking about it.
We would have seen it.
I would have wanted to
But
be the
when
rap.
that song was going around,
I don't
Remy
even,
the
I don't
Ratatouille,
even know.
the rat of all our dreams.
Sing
us a little.
Remy the Ratatouille, the rat of all our dreams.
I'm the most online
Iconic.
person I know, and I literally it just literally didn't hit me. Like it was such a struggle.
But I feel like for you and musicals, like it didn't click
It
until
didn't click until
recently.
recently.
That's okay.
I did assistant direct my musicals in high school. That was the closest I would touch it. Barnum, Anything Goes.
I love Anything Goes.
Yeah, classic.
Oh my God, so good.
Classic. I wanted to be Billy. But did not. I was hoping that the lead would fall mysteriously.
But you
ill.
directed it?
Assistant directed it.
Assistant
Yeah.
directed.
I just kind of stood there with the clipboard.
Right.
But I was really hoping that something terrible would happen to the lead,
Yeah.
the night of the show, and they would be like, "Who knows all the lines?" And I would say,
You,
Yeah.
"You guys, I have to do it." Like I
you're the
just
next
have to.
Tanya
time.
Harding.
I would have Tanya Harding. Phil.
The shit out of
Phil
the
was who it
Legos,
was.
yeah.
Fuck.
I love that.
So you never really went against the grain in high school. You weren't like
You didn't even have to.
you didn't get in trouble.
I didn't really. Did I do anything to? No.
Good.
Even
I
when
mean-
there were opportunities to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
What's the drinking? No, I can't even ask.
It's 19.
Okay, I needed to ask because I actually didn't know that.
We would actually go to Montreal to drink when you turn 18. That's like the thing you do. Because in Montreal it's 18.
Because it's so
Yeah.
Euro.
I'm surprised that did you guys grow up in New York?
Yeah.
Long Island.
Is it not a thing to go to Canada for a trip when you're 19?
It is, but I think it's more upstate vibes. When you're closer to the
Like if you
border.
live in
Yeah.
Buffalo.
For us, growing up on Long Island, it was
Right.
that
There's
would
no
be
point.
a journey to take.
Yeah.
And we also weren't
I wasn't drinking until-
traveling alone really at 18.
No, we were
Fair.
really
we were really
infantilized.
Yeah.
our whole lives.
We
That's why
weren't
we're here.
super sheltered.
That's
I
why
guess
this is happening.
Yeah, exactly. We're processing childhood trauma in real time, but yeah, no, never did. Oh, now I kind of wish I could relive it.
Yeah.
It's sad. I wanna go
Relive the childhood?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Is that
It's
not
like
what we do?
So we do every single week. Yeah. So I feel like you're growing up.
Yeah.
You're into the musicals. You're into all these things. When did you first get an affinity for like reality television?
I had. What came first? The chicken or the egg?
Right.
No. I think I had a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, no. What came first was I had a love for Dance Moms.
Well,
You're kidding. It started there.
It started with Dance Moms.
Yeah.
Now, I think all throughout my life, it was always on in the background. Like, I remember my mom watching The Real Housewives of Vancouver. I didn't really get it at the point, but my mom, like, loved that show when it was on. And then, or like TLC would be on in the background, whatever. But it wasn't until I saw Dance Moms that I was like, okay, I kind of like this.
Because you were seeing yourself in those girls.
I was
Because
seeing
they were like
myself
our
in those
age.
girls and those moms.
and
Well, especially
the moms.
The moms.
Who was your bias?
Who is Chrissy is
Chrissy's Chloe's mom.
Chloe's mom. The other mom.
Kelly with the
You were
carrying
so
cut.
Kelly.
I was so Kelly.
I see that for you.
Yeah.
Kelly was a star.
She was. I felt bad for her kids though. Like Paige, I really felt
Paige
bad
and Brooke.
for.
Yeah.
I recently went to Scotland.
No, I was going to bring
No,
this up because
with Chloe.
Yes.
how was that?
Magical. And I want to
Was it,
say
like,
this.
healing?
It was no, actually, the trip in and of itself was like, I will never forget that trip.
It looked
Yeah, it
gorgeous.
looked
we
amazing.
we all went one by one around the table and talked about like something that we loved and something that surprised us about the trip, and we were all crying.
Oh,
Like, it was like so magical and such a unique experience. But I'll say this about Chloe: I've never met a sweeter girl in my entire life. I
That tracks.
loved her.
Yeah.
She's just like so cool.
Yeah. She
So
seems
cool.
really sweet.
Yeah. And also, like, I can't imagine to like grow up in the spotlight
No.
your whole life.
Also,
But also to stay so grounded and down to earth.
Yeah.
Like,
being surrounded
I
by
love
Abby
her.
Lee Miller. Like
scary.
to be screamed at by Abby Lee
Really,
Miller, be
really
so
scary.
well
And to
adjusted
be
and kind.
like just like the butt of the joke almost every
know.
week. It was like
I
you're never
know.
going to be as good as Maddie.
I know.
And to be a nice person and to be normal is actually a blessing.
I know. She's amazing.
We love Chloe.
When I saw Chloe was there,
That
it
was a gag.
shocking because we're friendly with
I
Eric
know.
and
Yeah,
Teffy.
yeah.
And when we saw it, there was one moment where it was just Eric,
three of them
Teffy,
on
and
a bus.
Chloe on a bus, and we were like, "What the fuck is going?"
What are they talking about? No, yeah.
actually.
What an interesting cast for that trip too. Like,
Truly,
It was kind of all-stars.
but it was like it was giving all
all-stars.
stars.
Yeah.
Like,
traders. Well,
I almost said no. I literally was like, why would I do like? I
you're
don't
like, why would I go to Scotland?
I've just like never really had a desire to go to Scotland. Really.
Yeah, I get that.
And also, they weren't really like telling us what we were gonna do.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know, but I loved Traders, and then I was telling my friends about it, and they were like, "No, go."
Yeah.
So then I said yes, and then after I said yes, I learned that Remy, Teffy, and Eric were all going to be there, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?
No.
These are my best friends."
Yeah.
That was really fun.
It looked amazing.
But to your earlier question, then I had a boyfriend,
Okay.
and he introduced me to the Real Housewives.
That's how it happens.
It's always a gay that,
It's always another
introduces you.
And that's honestly the best. That's how it has to happen.
Of course.
Because nobody appreciates that show like gays do.
Yeah.
No.
Nobody.
And it's like, we've said this before, it's like, it really is the common bond. Like, if you don't know what to talk about with another gay man, let's just say,
You just say
you
it.
watch The Housewives.
It's the default setting.
Exactly.
Say Jill
Truly.
Zarin. Something to talk about.
Something to talk about.
You go into
There it
it. See,
is.
I don't
I'm
know
here.
much. I'm here.
Hello.
You introduced me,
Yeah.
not my boyfriend. Well, basically, at
In
that
a way,
point,
your-
in a
your
way,
life partner, yeah.
life partner introduced me. I've only seen Salt Lake City, though. I know I
can work
got
on
work
that,
to do.
But
What was your first?
that is a really good. That's a good franchise to watch.
We're
My
talking about this
first-
like it was like our first sexual.
Who was your first?
Who was your first?
The tone is perfect for it. I
My
feel.
first was Beverly Hills.
I'm getting into it.
I don't want to like
Spoiled.
disrespect my ex-boyfriend, but to disrespect my ex-boyfriend,
Please.
he introduced it to me as if he knew Yolanda Hadid personally.
Right.
Yeah, wow.
And actually, he said that. He said, "This is a family friend, and she's on this show."
A family friend.
And it's
That's
Yolanda.
kind of the way to do it. That's kind of just like...
This is my family friend.
Was it a joke?
What?
Or was
No.
it like
Was there any like alignment with families?
I don't know if it... I don't think he was serious because it never came up again.
So to
But
this day,
how do you
don't
just
know
like
if he's
say
family
that
friends
like
with Yolanda?
you're family friends with
He
Yolanda?
deeds.
He said that she flew him on her private jet.
Oh,
Oh, so he's a compulsive liar.
I'm not going to say that, but
He's just gay.
this was told to me.
okay.
Yeah, it
You're
was
just
shown to me,
repeating a
Rachel.
statement.
Yeah. It was
Yolanda Hegyes
interesting.
was seen in Ohio.
But he introduced me to that show, and I never looked back.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen all of it. That's not true.
Okay.
I have not seen. I'm rewatching. I'm going back on New Jersey,
okay.
Yeah.
which might kind of controversially be one of the best ones.
I've heard that a lot.
And if neither of you have seen Atlanta,
Neither of us have seen it.
I've seen a few
this is
episodes
a huge
of each.
problem.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
know.
It
we
is
run into
the
this problem
absolute
today.
best. It's some of the best TV you will ever watch.
Yeah.
And
I was a
actually
little bit
mean that.
nervous about this, it's just like talking to you in general.
Yeah.
Because again, there's nothing worse than feeling like you're out of, you too.
Yeah.
Like you're out of the loop. And I feel like when it comes to Housewives and it comes to that culture, it's like
The loop is closed.
the loop is going on forever.
Yeah.
It's a roundabout, and I can't get all like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's so much content to consume.
There's a lot
Getting worked
there.
up.
It's everybody says like, how do you get into it? It's so
do you
unapproachable. It's like
start?
Drag Race.
Yes.
If you've never seen Drag Race, imagine just
Impossible.
like watching.
No.
Because especially Drag Race is actually worse because you can't watch Drag Race now and not know anything about Drag Race prior.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Because
all referential.
it's all referential.
At least Housewives, you can kind of start that show
Yeah.
any season, anywhere.
Any
Although
season,
I tried
anywhere.
doing that with New Jersey last week because I've never
Jersey's
seen
hard.
it. And I put on like a midway through the series, and I was like, I don't know anything that's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
I tried Miami.
Okay.
Well, it's just because like I just couldn't.
Wait, the newer Miami or like
the newer Miami.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, I got to get into it. I feel like New Jersey is a good place to start
Because
because I feel like we
that's
get
almost
it.
family.
That's family.
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
It's Atlanta or about like you
Okay.
have to watch Atlanta. It is funny. You will be
Okay.
watching it and laughing.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Those
good to
women
know.
are hilarious.
Good.
But New Jersey's also great. And of course, Beverly Hills, the first 5 seasons
course.
is
I'm like 2
quintessential.
seasons into Beverly Hills right
You're
now.
2 seasons in?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm-
And how do you feel?
You
hate it?
No, I love it. I love
Okay.
it. For me with Housewives, it takes me a really long time to watch them. Like I will watch like 4 episodes in a row and then take a 2-week break and then go back to it.
Fair.
That's happening with Beverly Hills. I feel like I started it in January and I'm only 2 seasons in, but
Yeah.
I love unpacking like the cultural lore that exists in the fabric of everybody.
It's very deep.
And then you're like, oh my God, this quote came from this show. Like every single moment is
Yes.
shocking to me.
And it's so deep. Like even those women and who they're connected to and like the O.J. Simpson of it all and
Yes.
the Kardashians of it. Like it just is so, they're so connected.
it's
the wild.
psychic
The lore
medium
is
at the
wild.
dinner party from hell.
Oh my God.
That was an amazing thing
You
to
showed me
watch.
that
Yeah,
episode.
because I couldn't even
Amazing.
believe I've never seen something
Yes.
like that. I was like, how did I not know?
I was cracking
Now-
up.
And that brings us back to OJ.
Well, I have entry points. There
Okay.
are entry points to every season that like
Okay.
you don't have to start at season 1. Season 1 and 2 of Beverly Hills is like it's really slow.
Do you have this written down? I almost think that you should
I
have
should
like a
write.
Boman's
I should write a
guide.
manual.
You should write a manual.
I
I'm
really
serious.
should. If you want to get into Atlanta, which
Okay.
I'm really stressing that it's very important that you
Yes,
do,
I've
Okay.
learned that.
start at season 5.
Oh,
Okay.
whoa! I would have never known that.
That's when they take away Kim Zolciak. They add 2 new housewives, Portia and Kenya,
Okay.
and it's iconic there on out.
Okay, season 5.
Yeah. And
I'll
then
do
you'll
tonight.
fall in love with it, and then you'll go back to season 1.
Okay.
How many
Yeah.
seasons are there?
16. They're
Oh,
on 16 right now.
Jesus.
But after season 9,
Not
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
You can almost taper off.
yeah, 5 to 9, great.
Okay.
Great. That's actually all I need.
That's
But
all you
that's
need.
the thing about Housewives. Why is it all mathematical equations? Like I feel like everyone is always like, for New
Nine
York,
minus
it's like you
five.
gotta watch like seasons 2 to 3 and then skip to like 9 and then go back to 5 and then like I'm like how
Well, we're trying to save time.
who figured
Yeah.
this out?
There's so much content in those shows.
There is.
It can't be interesting for every episode.
Yeah, that's
But
very
you're
correct.
absolutely right. It's all
math.
mathematics. And then there's like flow charts with the different cast members and like
Yes.
it's crazy.
That's why I like Salt Lake though, because I guess it's
It's
still like
very
newer, but it's like
isolated.
it's But seasons 1 through 4 for me were like, I was watching every single episode and I was like, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
You know, there wasn't one that I was like, I want to skip. Season 2, like, kind of, but no.
Yeah.
Once Jen Shaw, you couldn't. My eyes couldn't get off.
Season 2 was captivating. It was crazy.
Captivating.
Even this last season, captivating.
Captivating. It's art house. It's not even. It goes beyond anything we've ever seen before.
Literally, it's almost an HE4 film.
It genuinely is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about what other reality. Were you watching America's Next Top Model?
That is one that I need to go back and get into.
Yeah, you got to get every single season.
Because
I think it was 24.
Start at 7 and then go backwards.
But wasn't she like not hosting some of them?
No. Well, towards the end, it started getting a little bit blurry because they started bringing men into the situation, which got like a little bit crazy. But like, you know, it was also good for some of the viewers.
Yeah.
Who?
No, don't even get me started. There was one that I was like, I'm obsessed with him. Beyond the point. Well, Niall DeMarco.
Who's that?
He's ANTM.
He won.
You're kidding.
Swear to God.
He's like a beautiful man with like piercing blue eyes.
Man.
He's a deaf model. He had a big moment like a decade. Like he was like really. He like I guess when he won America's Next Top Model, he was like everywhere. So Julia.
He was so Julia. He's bi, I think.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that, but I do believe because
he's definitely into men.
He's into men.
Yeah, baseline.
He's into men.
Okay.
Let's go back to something you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's so Julia. This is something that I have been speaking about with some others.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And trying to understand what exactly that means.
Yes.
Okay. And I understand I'm everywhere, I'm so Julia. Is it about Julia Fox?
Yes.
Because she's everywhere?
Yes. She's everywhere.
Okay. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Of course.
And you can put that. Yeah. Now
and thank you for holding the space to get us there.
I used my voice.
And for feeling comfortable to ask that question.
Life is about asking questions.
Yeah.
If you're not asking questions, you're not living.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you can't love yourself,
how the hell are you so Julia?
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good way to spin it.
Yeah, that was so good.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. If you're not everywhere, how the hell are you going to be so Julia?
Exactly.
It's really.
Bachelor? You're watching The Bachelor. Well, I know that.
Of course.
Because we're going to get to your show, obviously, as
Sure.
well. Were you watching The Bachelor? Were you watching The Bachelorette?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
No. I've seen one season of The Bachelor.
Great.
Yeah, The Bachelor.
Mm-hmm.
That one's really slow. I can't.
It's
you know what it is? It's serious. I like my TV to be
Funny.
not that serious.
Yeah.
The Bachelor for me is like they're looking to find love.
Yeah.
I can't get into that. Like I
Yeah.
want like laugh at like let's live. Like come on.
I could get into that.
You can get into it.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Because I'm looking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm looking. I would, I loved The Bachelor and The Bachelorette growing up. Yeah, it was like I was invested in their stories, and I kind of feel like that's transitioned into Love Is Blind for me. Then I'm like, why am I living vicariously through these heterosexual relationships?
Which is also very like a serious show.
Yeah.
I think that's also why I can't get into it.
Okay.
Because in essence, in my head, whenever I see the clips, I'm like, oh, this has to be silly.
Yeah.
But it's not.
No.
They're truly locked in a little cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking for love.
Looking.
I want to
they're-
talk about something you highlighted earlier.
Yeah, please.
Which is when you were younger, that's what you watched.
Yeah.
When we were younger, shows were crazy.
They were crazy.
Especially the reality TV shows.
Like Tila Tequila.
I was literally going to say, like Tila Tequila.
I'm going to let you guys take this one.
Yeah.
You never seen it?
No, but I'm curious.
Did you watch any of those shows? Like Pimp My Ride?
No.
Yeah, Pimp My Ride, Flava Flav.
Flava
Flavor of
Flav?
Love, yeah.
No, but please enlighten
New
me.
York, Tiffany New York show. What was that one? I Love New York.
I Love New York.
That's what it was called.
That one kind of missed me.
Those shows were crazy.
They were like
What were they doing?
Joe. And I was consuming very young. They were like basically fucking on camera without fucking. It was like lots of lap dances.
Crazy.
Tits were out.
Crazy.
Tila Tequila was making out with boys and girls. Boys and girls. And for me at that
Bisexuality is
age,
the-
I
And they
was
put
like,
that on TV. That's crazy.
It's real.
In Canada, we had a show called One Girl, Five Gays,
You're kidding.
which was a show much like this show, where it's just like a girl asking gays questions. It was on MTV.
That sounds amazing.
It was now they have one queen, five queers, and it's Brooklyn Heights, and she hosts.
Oh, wow.
makes
Okay.
sense.
But like, they put that on television back
Yeah.
then, which is like wild because I feel like now You'd think that it'd be easier to get a show like that on television.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's
you
not.
can't put Tila Tequila's show on
It would
TV
never
now.
pass.
They would never let that happen. Why?
No.
The government would intervene.
When will the gay Love Island come out?
Wait, I heard that it exists.
Well, do you think it would work?
But
because
I heard
this
that
is what I'm thinking.
I think it would work. I think it would
Everyone's
be amazing
fucking-
TV.
The one in Italy, they're in Italy. It's called I Kissed a Boy.
Oh,
Is that? That's what
I
I've
did. That
heard.
does exist.
And is that a gay Love Island?
I think it's similar.
Okay.
I think it's like they like. I don't know if they're all in the same house, but I think it is basically that.
Okay.
And I think it's British.
Oh.
Right. I'm sure.
And it looks really good.
Are they all
We
British?
just can't watch it. I think so.
That's good news for you.
Now, when I was
I'm trying to get on.
when I was in high school, I watched via YouTube this show called Playing It Straight. Have you heard of this?
No.
This show was a crazy concept for its day, and I think even for now. It was one girl, and she was in a house with a bunch of guys. Half of the guys were straight, and the other half were gay. And
Are you serious?
she would date all of them. And if she chose the straight guy, they would obviously fall in love, and they both get the money. If she chose a gay guy, he gets all the money because he bamboozled her.
Oh,
That's
my
insane.
God.
Isn't that
She's
insane?
Like, are you kidding me? She then becomes pissed that he's gay.
She's
Like, are you
not
kidding
in love
me?
And she's broke.
Yeah.
Like, and he wins.
And he
That's
wins.
Homophobia.
It's horrible.
Wow.
That was her villain origin for sure.
Yeah, how could it not be?
I don't know how it ends. I forget how it ends.
There's a lot of shows like a lot of gay reality at this time that I was not aware of.
I know.
And now we're like, where is the gay reality?
Right.
Where's the gay reality? Like, there's an audience for it, and now
Yeah.
all we have is that one MTV show that we didn't watch.
The Real Friends of WeHo.
You weren't going to say it.
I was not going to say it, and I'm glad you did.
I'm sorry I said it.
but now we said it.
But now
But
we said it.
And
But
I feel
now
like
we
we're
said it.
we're so close.
Is that
to it.
Housewives?
Yes,
Which one?
Camille.
Oh,
Beverly Hills.
yes, and that was a moment for me when I heard that, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I've been saying this,
Yeah.
and I had no idea that it came from this.
Yeah,
It's woven.
it's
Right over my
It's
head.
woven. But yes, lots of crazy queer shows back then. And where are they now?
Well,
And here they are.
and here they are. I think that was an
Right.
amazing
Right. Right.
transition.
Thank you.
Made for TV. And you
Yeah.
were. So, first of all, I feel like watching all of this reality television and then now to get to the place that you are getting to because your content is hilarious.
Thank you.
We've been following for a while.
Thank you.
Even though like you haven't followed us. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
God.
Imagine I
This
was
is
like
his thing.
actually
This
a
is his
bitch.
thing.
I do this to everybody. No, I've never done this to a single person. I've never done this to a single person. No, you're hilarious. And like I've been watching the content forever. The Kardashians, the Bodashians, amazing.
Thank you.
But to get to this point,
It's wild.
how do you feel?
I feel like this is wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So deserving.
Yeah.
It almost felt. I talk to my friends about how like I feel almost guilty about how normal it also feels at this point. Like it just felt like the progression felt so natural, and kind of feeling like guilty about that. Like why is this normal to me? This is crazy.
Well,
It
'cause
should
you've been
not feel
doing
normal.
it for
But
so
it's been years.
long.
It's been years at this point. This has been, it's a labor of love, truly.
Yeah.
This started in 2021. They came to me, the
Okay.
network, Crave, came to me and said, we want to do something, but what do we do? That was the question. And then I met my showrunner, and we together, we were just like, let's pitch the silliest show we can possibly pitch. And we pitched this idea for this show, which was me trying to figure out if I am made for TV. And each episode, I am testing out different reality TV genres, and it's aided by a celebrity guest of that respective genre to see if I am truly made for TV.
It's genius.
It
Thank
really
you.
is.
It's genius.
Thank you. The first episode is dating.
Okay.
Episode 2, cooking.
Okay.
We have news,
News.
sports,
You're kidding.
drag,
Okay.
and Housewives Kardashian at the end.
I cannot wait to watch this.
I know.
So I'm assuming like Bachelor. Or can you like say? Or should we like?
We took like inspiration from the genres of as a whole.
Okay.
So it's not exactly The Bachelor, but there are Bachelor moments.
Yeah.
Like
they all share a similar.
They all share a similar theme. So like that dating episode kind of has a Bachelor tie-in at the end, but it starts with like a Love Island vibe at the beginning.
Yep.
It's really, really fun. And it's also too like the celebrity guests that we had too did such an amazing job of like just humoring me.
Yeah.
Because I was a torment. I was so dumb on those days.
That's what makes for good TV.
And that's what makes for a good TV.
How long are the episodes?
Like 23 minutes.
That's amazing.
And that's what makes for good TV.
And that's what makes for good TV.
Because my attention span is very low.
It's a binge release. It's all out there all at once. You can watch the whole thing in 3 hours.
That's beautiful.
I know.
It is. It couldn't be more perfect. Like, it's so cool to see you apply like what you truly love into something like this. Like, and that you have this opportunity and you're able to do it exactly, I assume exactly as you wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Like, incredible.
I did everything in my power to be involved in like everything. That was so important to me. I was an executive producer on the project. So like I had that title, but I learned in this industry that sometimes they just give anybody that title and it's more so of like a thing to give somebody rather than somebody actually going and doing that work. So I kind of showed up as an executive producer and they didn't really expect me to actually want to do the work. And I was like, no, I want to do this. I went to school for this.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I want to do.
It's like your baby, too.
This is my baby. This is my dream since I was a kid.
Yeah.
It's a really fun show. And that literally the show that me and my showrunner, Natalie Metcalf, thought up in those early days is the show that we made.
So sick.
And it is such a testament to, obviously, our partnership, but then also like the people that worked on the show, the network, the trust that Crave gave us. They literally were like, just make your show.
Yeah.
We believe in it. Just go do it. And that is like that does not happen.
No.
And I was told this does not happen in TV. No. It's very rare that like you'll send your episodes to the network and they have like barely any notes. They're like, this is great.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
I like thoroughly cannot wait to watch this.
Yeah.
It really is going to be amazing.
Thank you.
3 hours is all I need, actually.
It's all you can take.
Well, yeah. 3 hours is usually all I can take.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah.
It is not something that happens to everybody. Like, it is. But again, who else? Who else should be doing that?
Thank you. I don't know.
No one.
Nobody.
That's why.
No one else is made for TV.
No one else is
made for
made for
TV.
Let's just say it.
Like, let's just say it. Like, who name somebody who's made for TV?
No, not us.
No, not us. Name one.
Definitely not you two.
No,
oh God.
We're made for a crusty, cracked iPhone screen.
Yeah,
that's what we're made.
Yeah, for the subway to watch this on your phone. No, I'm kidding, you guys.
No, you guys are made for TV. Come on
Thank
now.
you. We're trying.
You're truly a star. It's really kind of crazy to be in your presence.
I was talking about you recently.
You were talking about me.
Positively.
Let's just silence. No. I was talking about you recently.
Oh.
I'll say it again. No, to Eric Cedeno. And
wait, yeah, he texted me and told me that he saw you. Yeah.
He was just obviously singing your praises, and he was like, I've never met somebody who is such a star. And being in the presence, you feel it.
That is so
you know
sweet
what I mean? And that's a high praise.
I love Eric.
Yeah, no, he's amazing.
So much.
Also a star.
He's such a sweetie.
Also a star.
Yeah, he really is.
Hilarious.
Superstar.
But just sweet.
Yeah.
As well. So I'm like, do you have a question?
No, you can go.
I was gonna pivot away from reality television.
I was gonna keep us on TV, but not reality.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
I just want to know if you've ever seen Naturally Sadie. Naturally Sadie.
Of course I have.
So that was like a Canadian show.
Yeah, of course it was.
That's honestly the end of my statement. Like, I just thought about it this morning. I was like, that Life with Derek. And there was.
I didn't know you guys got Naturally Sadie. That's why.
Naturally Sadie. I think I'm one of 15 American, of U.S. citizens.
Okay, that was up at like 2 a.m. when it was on.
It, yeah.
Okay.
And I was obsessed with it because it was. And this is to the point earlier about how like you had like a lot of like strangely progressive reality shows growing up. Like that was a show that pushed the limits of what was typically shown on TV for children here.
Well, look at Life with Derek too.
Well,
that
incest.
show was, but also like a joint family.
Yeah, that's true.
Divorced parents coming together to like merge their that's still not on TV.
No.
Yeah.
People
Canada's
still
kinda
don't understand that.
edge.
The thing that Americans don't understand about Canada is
tell
like
us.
we have our own things.
Yeah.
And we have our own TV shows, and especially we have our own music. Imagine, if you will, you're in Toronto, you're in Montreal, and you go to a pre, and they're playing a song from like a pregame, like before you go out.
Yeah.
And they're playing songs, and like a song from like 2012 comes on that everybody in the room knows, and you've never heard. This is what happened when my boyfriend came to Toronto, and we had games night, and I was playing like, I don't know, top 40 hits, and I didn't know it was a Canadian playlist, and we knew every single song, and he was like losing his mind. How does everybody know all these songs except me? Because they literally sound like almost familiar, but like they're not, because you would have never heard them.
Oh wow, the culture is alive.
Yeah,
the culture is
alive. It's
like,
there.
babe, that's Carly Rae Jepsen. I'm kidding,
but she is.
But like, she would have hit like there's like an Avril Lavigne song, for example, that was like super huge in Canada that nobody in the States knows.
What's the song?
I don't know which one it is.
Who's a Canadian artist that is very popular that we really probably wouldn't know?
Canadian. There's Sean Desmond.
No.
Exactly. Not Shawn Mendes. There's another Sean.
Is Shawn Mendes Canadian?
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
A lot of exports.
A lot.
Keisha Shante.
No.
Yeah, Keisha Shante. Amazing singer.
This sucks.
This really does stink.
There's obviously, you guys know Alessia Cara. I just saw the video of you on TikTok. It came up on my feed of you
From
guys talking about
scars
her.
to You're Beautiful.
What does that mean?
What does it mean?
And
we
this is the question
we
everyone's
still don't know
wondering.
what that means.
And I thought I
then
knew. I thought I knew, but again, I was using the wrong form of your.
And then people are explaining it in the comments. It's like it still makes no sense.
I don't get it.
No.
But I
don't get it.
It's not from scars to You're Beautiful. It's
Did you just almost throw up?
no, I just don't know what it was. It's just not from. It's not the word from.
It's not the word from.
It's like it's
the scars.
no scars to You're Beautiful.
Oh,
Does that explain it to you?
like there's no scars to You're Beautiful.
Yes.
Like, You're Beautiful has no scars.
We have to take to the.
Oh my god!
Delete the
Wait,
clip.
did I just explain it?
Yeah, you actually.
How did I understand that so quickly?
No scars.
It's the Canadian.
Whoa.
There's no scars to You're Beautiful.
There's
Did
no
she really
scars-
say no?
No scars to You're Beautiful.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like I would know if she said no. Like I feel like I thought it was from.
You speak that language.
We all think it's
That's a language
from.
I speak.
Yeah.
Quite fluently.
It's Canadian.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, that's what a commenter said, and it makes sense.
It does.
It does make
makes
sense.
more sense.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad we could cover that up.
Yeah.
But Alessia Cara, fantastic
Alessia
Canadian.
Cara. Are you familiar with Fifi Dobson?
That name sounds familiar.
Okay.
No.
There's a lot of like bands like Mariana's Trench and Headley.
Familiar. Headley.
Headley. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of.
Okay. Guide to Reality Housewives, Guide to Canadian Culture. I think that your job in this world is to just educate.
Yeah.
And you are.
You are an
Yeah.
educator.
Truly, I'm a
educator.
siren.
Yeah.
I'm a
And
siren.
what's your sign?
guess?
Oh, Jesus
It's like
Christ.
I looked
Oh,
up your birthday like before, so I should just be able to answer it.
Do you know? Like, are you
We know
familiar
you
with
should-
signs? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I could never guess. If
Are
somebody
you?
told me to
Are
guess.
you? Do
We're
you
trying to
give
get
your
to an
sign?
astrology podcast.
Every person I have. To ask
I don't
this
think I
question
give
to.
my sign. I don't think people like.
Are you an
nobody's
air
ever.
sign?
Holy hell. If
Are you like allowed to guess that?
Joe's thinking lately.
Yeah, I'm just asking for like a clue.
Okay, some direction. No,
Okay. Gemini.
is my moon sign.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So you got
and
one.
is my rising too.
Both.
Yeah, I'm crazy.
Okay.
Wow, that's like 4.
Well, I guess I
You're
give crazy.
No, you actually give
very calm.
Really calm.
Really? Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh. Your presence has shifted our energy completely. It's kind of amazing what you've done here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is the most relaxed you've ever been on this podcast.
And I've had a lot of caffeine.
I don't know.
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, I'm a Capricorn rising.
No way.
Yeah.
That explains it.
What are your signs? Pisces, Gemini?
Do you want to guess now? Are we doing a guessing game now? Okay.
I don't know anything about the signs. Like, I don't know anything.
I'm a Taurus sun, Virgo moon, Capricorn rising, so I'm all earth. Straight up.
I think that Taurus men are like the most normal. Is that like crazy to say? I don't
No, say
no, no,
it.
like I just want to say like I just feel like they are like really like grounded people. I have a lot of like Taurus friends in my life.
Do you hear this, Joe?
I'm listening. Yeah, I would say you're grounded.
Would you say I'm normal?
I think.
What are you? Aries.
No.
Cancer.
No.
You saying that you don't know anything about the signs, and then just guessing every sign that exists.
Gemini.
No.
Okay, then I'm give up.
I'm a Leo.
You're a Leo.
I'm a Leo.
My best friend is a Leo.
That explains it.
When's your birthday?
August 2nd.
Okay.
Same as Charlie XCX.
Whoa, she's
So
also
Julia.
a Leo?
Yeah.
Interesting.
We have a lot of things in common.
You're both brats.
That's number one. That's number one.
You kind of are wearing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say before to get away from TV because I feel like you said a lot of people don't know who you are. You know what I mean? And that's just been lingering in the back of my mind since you said it.
For the past 35 minutes.
For the past 35 minutes.
Yeah.
I just like, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, what are some things that you wish people knew about you?
That's a great question. And how on earth do I answer that?
I don't know, actually.
I have no
I don't
idea.
know how even
What's
how
a
I could-
misconception?
Yeah.
What's something people like come to you with when you're like, whoa, I didn't expect someone.
Because
to
you're like
think
playing
this about
characters
me.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of misconceptions, I guess. I think the biggest one being that nobody knows that I'm Canadian. That's like huge.
Okay.
But that's not really all that interesting. Mm-hmm. So moving on from that.
Yeah.
I often say I don't really care about the Kardashians, and people kind of lose their mind when I say that. Like, I'm not. The amount of times people are like, "Have they like asked you to like collab yet? Like, have they DM'd you? Have they like engaged, like interacted?" I don't really care. Like, I don't really do it for them.
Right.
No, I literally do it because to me, these are really funny videos.
Yes.
I think they're really silly and fun to make.
They are. I'm speaking at it from a perspective like they're funny to make. Like I've
Yeah. When I make them, yeah, they're
They
funny.
are actually really funny.
I don't really like watch the show.
Yeah.
I've seen enough to know how to parody it.
Yeah.
So that's
the
just what
format
It's
is
the-
pretty.
It just works.
Drama of the music and
Yeah.
like the da-da and like the face.
And the nothingness of what's
Yes.
going on in the moment.
Which is amazing to watch sometimes.
Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's almost impressive.
Very.
And and the wordplay. Some of the wordplay that I do in my videos is like just taking one sentence and flipping it around a dozen times
Yeah.
to make it into like a conversation. But they actually do that.
Yeah, that's exactly how we talk. That's the whole podcast.
That's how a lot of people. I think that's the other thing about why those videos kind of resonate is because like, yes, the Kardashians do it, but everybody does that.
Right.
No.
It's also just like so funny to me too. Like that's one of the reasons why I make those videos is because like the way they edit those moments too is so ridiculous. It's like having a conversation and breaking to like just stare at each other.
Yeah.
For like 30 seconds.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
And like a soft zoom.
And
a fast
literally,
zoom, yeah.
and like I remember like watching it on a different I loved The Housewives, and then I watched it. I think I watched Vanderpump Rules, and I was like, oh, this is so silly the way that they edit these shows, and I'm so glad that I could be the voice for so many to like go to my videos and realize that it is ridiculous how they actually edit these shows. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous.
The editors of reality TV like deserve to be front facing.
Awards.
Like
Yes.
I felt that way at the end of Salt Lake City, where I was like, whoever is behind the scenes editing this, like the finale of season 4,
finale.
I was like, that is a genius person.
Genius.
To be able to take those moments and
It
build
is
them
so
out.
genius.
It's shocking.
Yeah.
At all times.
It's truly shocking. And they also like those editors have it's an art form in its own right. Like look at how many times The Real Housewives has been like remade or repackaged for like a different network as a different show, like the Real Gaze of WeHo or whatever.
Right.
You could tell that was not edited by the same people that edit The Housewives. Like it's just so different.
What was the editing process like for Made for TV?
I'm glad you asked. I wasn't like behind the scenes on my computer at doing the editing, but they would send me the video and then like the rough cut, and then I would give notes.
Did you have a lot of notes?
The only thing I had notes on was like I was just trying to make it feel more like me.
Yeah.
Because when my audience goes to watch this show, they're going to expect some level of like my humor in it. It has nothing to do with the Kardashians. It has nothing to do with like my TikTok bits. But I want my humor and my point of view to be there.
Yeah.
And I also wanted this show to feel like its own thing. One of the decisions that I made was to take out a lot of the music that they had in like the early cuts, because I was like, what's funny about these moments is how awkward it is when I'm asking like Francesca Farrago like how much money we're going to make on this show when there is no money involved at all. And it's funnier when it's awkward.
Yeah.
Right.
And trying to like find that rhythm, similar to like Nathan For You or like those types of shows where it's just like is so we wanted it to feel like, is this real? Was this supposed to happen? And that's what a lot of it feels like.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So good.
The one thing that I did edit was the trailer. I put together the trailer, which is like kind of wild and really cool that I got to do that.
Yeah.
But is really cool.
Yeah.
When you said you went to school for this, and pardon my ignorance here, what did you go to school for?
Radio and TV.
Okay.
Wow.
Same. Yeah.
I went for radio and TV. But I also didn't really, it was like a 2-year program that they stretched out to be 4 years, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, I think my program was a little bit behind. They weren't really like up to date with like what is current in the industry. I remember graduating and the amount of jobs that were out there that I had absolutely no idea were a thing. I was pissed. I was like, how I was in that program thinking that I was going to graduate with no job because everybody was telling me that the only jobs were in TV production in Toronto.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
Wow.
Like, look at like YouTube, the people that like put this podcast together. Like,
I know.
Media production is huge.
Yeah. You two should be professors.
Did you also study that?
Yes, I did. Wow. And it was kind of the same thing. I remember being in class and being like, you're teaching me nothing. Like, I learned how to use like Avid, and I've never touched Avid since because like unless I'm editing a TV show, I don't need that. And like every job I've had before the podcast has been like editing content for some company or brand or person. So it's like no one could really teach me that except myself.
Exactly. A lot of those programs too, they're so set in their ways of like how they want to teach you things and how they want you to learn certain things. They were so set on teaching us how to sell a TV show, how to package up a TV show Bible and sell it to a network. When now I've learned there are so many different ways that happens and that you do that.
Well, it's also interesting. I mean, I guess you did graduate more recently than we did, but like, even so, the way that the world has changed since
astronomical,
like your graduation
it's
from
crazy.
college.
Did you graduate
from
during
university?
COVID?
I'm so sorry.
I just did the math. It just hit me. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you know what? It was like I only had a month of online school, so it wasn't really that bad.
Okay.
And they were really easy on us, which was also great. The only thing that sucks is that I didn't do the walk across the stage. And even when I did have that opportunity, I wasn't checking that email anymore. So I didn't know until I saw a lot of my friends in their caps and gowns.
We gotta get you to walk across the stage.
I know.
Yeah, you deserve that.
You deserve that.
I do deserve that, and I never got to do it.
Well, I don't think it's
so
too
sad.
late.
I don't think it's too late either.
Let's get you in a cap and gown. Let's get you walking across
Toronto
the
Metropolitan
stage.
University, if you'd like to let me walk across the stage.
I'm sure they would love for you to be back on that stage.
After I just talked about their program.
You're like, it's horrible, and I actually think they need to reworkshop the entire thing. But Wow.
Still on the board.
It's still on the table.
Yeah.
The way that you can do everything is very cool. Like, and the fact that that's applied to the show. Instant success. Smash hit.
Thank you.
Number one.
It's going to be a number one. I can't wait till this episode is also. It's going to be a number one.
It's going to be a number one. I need you in the network offices.
I'm going to say, you guys,
boosting
this is
morale.
about to be a number one. Okay, so let's perk up and let's get it going.
Period.
Everyone's going to watch. I think all of our listeners are going to watch.
The Canadian ones for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have a big Canadian audience? Now we do.
We do. I was
definitely
just
do.
doing our territories last night.
Yeah.
And we have.
Do you really?
Yes.
It's a great show. Like it's definitely worth it. And if you are a Canadian listener, wait until July 12th to get a Crave subscription and make Made for TV be your first show that you watch. It's really important that you do it exactly like that so we get season 2 on our hands.
Oh.
Yeah.
My God.
What if you're a U.S. listener? How do we help?
If you're a U.S. listener,
What day
call
do you
your
wait?
local TV service providers and bill collectors and beg them to have Made for TV with Boman Martinez-Reid on their streaming services.
Okay, perfect. I'll get to work on
Wait,
that.
there's going to be a lot of calls being made.
There's going to be a lot of phone calls ringing off the hook when we see these clips.
This is going to be huge.
I could get a call center together. We can get some people calling.
I'm sure.
Should we do it ourselves?
Why not?
Should we do it right now?
I think we should do it right now.
Let's call our
Us calling
representatives.
all of our representatives, amongst other things, just say, can you please get Made for TV?
Can you get it on Hulu, like now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's shocking that they're going to, trust me, they're going to be
Let's
kissing
see.
your feet.
Let's
I don't
see.
know why I said that one, but I don't know.
Okay,
It
with
just
the
came
feet,
out.
like chill.
It's
It's very him.
It's very me. I have this foot thing.
And that's okay.
It's fine. I'm like very
I
open about
accept you.
talking
We
about it.
accept you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. From feet to like now we're doing erectile dysfunction ads. So there's something for everyone on this podcast.
I love
actually.
erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
Well, you're about to get a brand deal.
You're about to get 20% off your next order.
Yeah. So at least we can come at you with a code.
On my next order of erectile dysfunction?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah, this was genuinely
So,
so fun.
Thank you for
so
having me.
much for coming on.
This was a wonderful experience. I'm going to write home and tell them about all of the wonderful time I had. All of the wonderful time that I had with you two. This was truly something special.
I feel so blessed by your presence.
I feel blessed by your presences.
Thank you for saying
You
that.
just adding a plural.
No, truly, thank you. This was like so wonderful.
Yeah.
Sometimes you meet people, especially in this city,
Yeah.
and it's not so wonderful.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough, but this was like so chill, and I feel like it created a beautiful energy.
I
I
kinda
can't even
think
believe the energy.
this is
and
just
it's
the
all
beginning.
you, which really
It was a
which
joint
speaks
effort.
To what
It was
I
a joint
can
effort.
only imagine what the show is like.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell our listeners where they can find you.
You can find me at Bomanizer on all platforms. And you can find me on Made for TV, streaming on Crave this July 12th.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Good Children. You can find us across all platforms at Good Children Pod. I'm on Instagram at Joe Hegyes and on TikTok at Be Quiet Joe.
I'm on Instagram at Andrew Muscarella and on TikTok at Andrew_Muskie. And we have a Patreon. It's $7 a month, and you get one extra episode each and every week. The chat goes crazy. Everyone wants to sniff this
gotta
candle.
sniff it.
Should I be sniffing?
You gotta sniff.
Wait, I want to sniff on this episode.
Come sniff.
Give me this.
It's gorgeous. And don't forget to do your homework.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, review. Send this to your friends. Tell everybody about Made for TV as well, because we want to help good people, and Boman is a great person.
Yeah.
And I do believe he deserves the success and everything that's to come with this new TV show.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
See you next
And we'll
week.
see you on Friday.
And we'll see you on Friday.
And we'll see you in your dreams. And we'll see you somewhere over the rainbow.
Don't bring up Judy like that.
Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly.